Kobla, I love the insights, especially when you touched on the youth has lost it, especially when it comes to culture and behavior. What is that you intend to do, especially on this event, after this event? Because you also touched on that you think about going to every clubs or every coach that has coached you and say, let us have this conversation and let us have this a method of getting back to our lives and getting back to what is we're supposed to do as human beings.
Look, I think, as you said, I think the youth is where obviously the future is, and the youth is where things need to be corrected. At the same time, I do feel that we as the older generation need to start setting the right example. I think it starts with us setting the right example, kids looking at us. You know, they follow what we do. So we need to first set the right example. From that, I think the youth need to realize that they are the future. This country needs the youth. And at the moment, for me personally, I don't think the youth are being taken seriously. I think from football to life skills to school, you know, I keep going back to football because I play football, and you know, I look at the development structures in clubs, and I think they're far from where they should be. And maybe the same would be said for schooling. I think, you know, this drinking and driving is a massive problem, one of many problems. But this needs to be taught at schools. It needs to be taught in a way that it's going to make kids understand. I think what we did today with having guys like Junior and Singaliner, you know, explaining those how do I say
factors.
But the detailed factors of what they went through. Let kids understand what really can happen. And I think they need so much credit for being open about that. And you know, many people would go into their shell and hide. They'd be embarrassed. And these guys are open. They're telling people the hard details, which maybe that's the way we can go forward.
The Banyana coach, the only one. She does, wonders. Being part of this movement, what is that you guys want to achieve, especially when in terms of getting the message out there?
Look, I think as athletes, people look up to us. We're role models, and you know, people, whatever we do, they do. So it's important that we lead a disciplined life. It's important that we show that you know, like, we're not just footballers, but we people in the community. And I think that is important when it comes to that, because there's so many stories that you read. There's so many stories that you read of footballers, you know, passing on. So many stories that you read of footballers going to live in the backyards, you know. But and we may need to make sure that these footballers learn from the previous ones, the ones that have been before, that have succeeded, and those that have not succeeded, to do that better, because this is your career. And when you're done with your career, obviously you still want to live a good life.
So for the fact that you represent ladies and you pushing, when I look at the way you're doing well in Banyana, we have never had any accident in terms of alcohol and all these things. How do you manage to do that, to make sure that these ladies they're getting the proper guidance?
You see, for women's football, because it's not fully professional in South Africa, you know, they need to make sure that they get it much out of the game as they can. And when I was playing in the national team, about 99% of the players were unemployed. Now when you look at the female players, not just in Banyana, but all around the country, many of them have degrees. Some of them are still studying. You look at those players that are playing abroad, they have degrees, so they're preparing for life after football. And I think that is important, and I think that is what they've learned. And because it's not a professional game in South Africa, I think they almost tend to take more care of themselves to make sure that they get as much out of the sport as possible. And we try to be in constant contact with players to make sure that they're also ready for the next level.
I've got Kekana, the wrong side of the road. What a campaign that is giving back, especially to the young players, not also young players, but everyone in South Africa.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good initiative.
Yeah.
For me, I've really thank Diego for allowing us that opportunity to speak to the public.
Yeah.
Just to make them aware about the life that we're facing. It's a really a challenging life.
Yeah.
To know that the society today, whenever they are looking for entertainment, they are looking for alcohol.
Yeah.
So I think we have a serious challenge as a country. But I believe those challenges can be addressed, can be tackled. For people just to be aware of the danger that we face.
You've never touched alcohol?
Okay, I've never touched alcohol, but I know people that have touched alcohol in front of my eyes. And, when I was a kid, I always looked after my uncle who used to drink alcohol, and I never used to be pleased to see him in that stage. And because I regarded him as a very smart man. I took a lot of advice from. So for me, I think it's just personal choice more than anything. I'm not saying when I don't drink, I'm smarter than the people who are not drinking. It's just a personal choice, and it's how responsible you take your alcohol.
Your message to young players, to young people, to young South African people, to young worldwide people, when it comes to responsibility.
Well, I should just say there's more to life. Once you really think of the background and the morals that you still have to carry, the responsibility is to represent your family well. And once you know where you belong and which people are you representing, the better. Because then you won't try to act smart in front of people because you know who you represent from home. So the youth, they need to be reminded of that, because it's important to realize that you're not only letting yourself down, but you're letting thousands and thousands of people who associate with your sibling. So it's just a message that I need.
I remember once we were doing MTN 8, and you said, even if I want to do, but I won't do it because I respect the Kekanas back home.
Yeah, for sure. This is the name that was given by the Kekanas. For me to use it, it should be a very huge responsibility. That I need to carry, because there's certain things that I cannot do because these are not my surname. So that needs to be reminded on these kids, because I think we forget easily that we're not just human beings.
When I was organizer of this event, I'm in the wrong side of the road. What is that you guys want to achieve?
Yeah, well, I represent an alcohol company. We make most of the spirits brands, cool ones. Company is called Diageo. And part of our commitment really is to make sure that people consume our products in a responsible manner. And drinking and driving is a key focus of our work. And we want to make sure that at least there is a shift in attitude amongst drivers and consumers, that you can't mix the two. You can't drink and drive. You can only do one. And we are using this platform then, which is an online platform, allowing consumers to interact with people who have really experienced the problem of drinking and driving and the consequences that come with it. And we hope that those stories will be able to influence people to take better decisions about it. Our target group is 18 to 35, and you know that group will either aspire to be footballers themselves, or they look at football, follow the players very much. And we think that the stories directly from players, those who have had problems, like Junior Kanye will be sharing his story, will help people to take better decisions. And there are those also on the more disciplined side. We have players who have not had a problem throughout their career, and we hope they can inspire others that you can indeed achieve what you need to achieve in life and not get into trouble of drinking and driving and other problems that come with abuse of alcohol.
So you just touched that it might be a prize, or you do this. What is actually, you guys? There's any prize in this platform, or this organization, whereby people? I heard you saying you come with your friends, conquer. What is that? What is the catch there?
Yeah, what we need really is for people to visit the platform, the wrong side of the road. It's drinkinganddriving.drinkiq, and they follow the story, whichever story they would like to follow. And if you complete following that story, you stand a chance then of coming through to Konka with 3 of your friends, and we will cater for your meals and entertainment for that day. And we want people to experience ability to entertain themselves on a Friday or Saturday without risking drinking and driving. That's our intention with that. And we're hoping to do similar things in other cities outside of Johannesburg, so that we can spread the message.
It is very important because everything happens in Johannesburg. So we also need to take this message in the rural areas, Makaya, and make sure that everyone is involved and everyone brings responsibility.
Yes, that's correct. What we have done, because we own premium brands like Johnny Walker, Chankare. Because of that, we are choosing much more trendy and influential outlets like Konka. Probably Konka is the most trendy outlet at the moment. And we hope then with that message flowing through from here, either through their own social media platforms, we will be able to reach more people with the message.
I've got the legendary Umkezu Kabazel. I mean, you've been in the game for long. So what is your taking this great initiative that you guys are here today?
Thanks for the opportunity, and thanks for inviting me here. Today, as you can see, wrong side of the road.
Yes.
It's something that has been happening since we were not yet born, but it's still happening while we are still here. So it killed the most of us, and we have to make the awareness and tell the people that drinking and driving is not right.
What do you guys want to achieve, and for the fact that you're part of this, and what is the input that you would put in telling others or giving awareness to our nation about drinking and driving?
As we are doing this, we are trying to save the community.
Yes.
Especially also people who are in the industry, in a sports fraternity. Sorry about that. In a sports fraternity. So most of us legends, we've been through this situation. Like myself, I've been through about 3 times I had car accidents. So I think it's time now to make the guys to be aware that drinking and driving is not acceptable.
So as you're giving back, I do believe that you also inspire a lot, especially in the rural areas, because it doesn't end here in Johannesburg, but it has to be, the message is to be all over South Africa. Going back home, what is that you planning to do?
From here, I'm taking this with me, because this is an initiative that most of the people that they are not aware of. But for me, as I've got this chance now, there is a way forward and there is a beginning in everything. So the time has come now for us to go out there, tell the people to look after themselves and to respect the cars, alcohol, the laws, the downs and the lows, everything that is happening.